Hey guys, this is Hashim with Cyber Owners. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a product from CTmods. It's a swivel mount for the screen, and we're going to show you how to install it, what it looks like, and my good friend Mike here is going to be doing the installation, and he's going to take over from here.
Alright, so I'm just going to go over what came in the box with this. Got a bag of Allen wrenches, bolts, some zip ties, as well as a pry tool. This is the actual mounting bracket. And then we've got the two plastic covers. One goes up against the screen and the other goes up against the dash. Then the cover for the temperature sensor and a USB-C extension cable. Alright, so the sun's in my eye. So excuse me if I have to move a little bit, but first thing you're going to do is take your pry tool. There's some notches right in here. This is your temperature sensor here. So what you're going to do is, let's see, there's a mounting bracket for that. So you're going to put this onto this instead. You're going to need a screwdriver to unscrew this. They did provide a small Allen wrench screwdriver here. The first step to get this unhooked, there's this little clip here you need to push in with something sharp into this clip here, and then it pops right out. So from here, you're going to take this off and attach it to this piece. They provided this Allen wrench to take these bolts loose up in here. They're way too tight, so definitely get a 10mm socket and preferably on a drill, and get these loose very quickly. Wow, even that's tight. So I just loosened them a little bit, and I'll just loosen them by hand to get them out of there. So before we take the screen off, we're going to set it to screen clean mode. That way the touchscreen won't do anything while we're messing with it. So the bracket is loose. We've just got the wire. So next thing you're going to want to do is loosen this piece. This clip right here in the middle, you can see how that's shaped. You have to kind of, from the outside, pry it up. Kind of hard to get on video when it was down in there, but once you get that loose, you can just set that up in there like that, and that way you can get right to this plug. You can get in here, and you see this orange clip on the back. You just want to pop that up. So the orange clip is up all the way, and then pull this. That is tight.
Does that clip up all the way?
Alright, so we had a lot of trouble getting this out. Some of the other people that have pulled this off, it just pulled right out. So I don't know if these are broken maybe, or just something's different. But I had to take this tool, luckily I had this, and push each of these that way toward the orange clip. Next step is taking this off. This is going to go away. We'll save that. So if you ever want to go back to stock, you'll have that. Alright, so what we're going to do here, this piece, this small clip comes off. Just barely lift that up. It's helpful if you have a small tool like this. I really wish they would have just included something like this. Wow, that's some crappy plastic. I mean, I barely even touched it. It just broke. So yeah, once you get that off, that just comes off. They actually sent another one of these in the kit, probably because they knew it was going to break. Now we just have to plug this in, clips right in, and now we've got a longer cable. So before we go any further, we're just going to plug this in just to test, check the screen. So we plug that in. Now you have to watch the direction. So the direction of this angled piece here follows along, it goes on the top. And you'll see that screen cleaning mode is on. So now I'm just going to unplug it again and set that aside. All right, so the next step is going to be putting this mounting bracket on. So normally this step is a little bit easier, but we've got these MagBack chargers for each side of the screen for the phones, and we want to make sure it's run inside this and comes out the bottom so you don't see wires everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this in and put this over this with the wires. You can come down here and show. I'm going to put one on each side of this piece right here so that they're not in the way. So this is the only tricky part for this installation, making sure that they're not caught on anything, and then come out right here. All right, so there we go. We've got one coming out on each side of this, and then we're going to use the bolts that came with the car and put these up through here with the Allen wrench. Just tighten that up, both sides. All right, so those are tight. Got both of these wires down here. Got our MagBack chargers that'll go on each side of the screen here. All right, so the next piece is the connector for the back of the screen. It just slides in, clips in, and nice and snug. So that's ready to go. The next step is going to be reaching in there, plugging in the wire. All right, so now we're going to take this off of the original cable from up here and put it on this end. It only goes in one way. There's an angled side here, so you want to make sure you put that in the right way. Slides in all the way, and then they provided another one of these clips to go over top of this. Make sure you put it on the right way, and it just clips on. So it clips into place on both sides. That's all together. So that's it. The next step is to plug this in. This is only going to go in one way. So you're going to plug this in with the angled side facing up. So the orange is going to face the bottom of the screen. So what we're going to do is just pull it down here. There's a little bit of room in here. Get the USB-C down in the hole, and it's going to click right in. So that's in. The next thing is going to be to put this onto the bracket and then put the bolts in. Again, with these in the way, it's a little bit more tricky. There's less room to work here. But we're going to slide this onto the bracket and then put the bolts that they supplied up through this into the mounting bracket on the screen. So you'll notice that we took that black clip back off with the small orange clip. The reason is because this bracket would not clear that black piece. Not sure what the reason is, but you'll see where this line is. It's right along the top of this. With that black piece on, it's stuck way up. There was no room for this to clear it. So this bracket would not clear over the cable and the attachment. So we took that back off and just plugged directly in without the clip. So now we're just going to slide this back onto the bracket, and yeah, that goes right on. We were fighting with it, trying to figure out why it wouldn't go on. That would be why. All right, so the last thing to do is to plug in the temperature sensor. So we're going to plug this in. Make sure you put it the right way. Laying upside down here. This was a little tight to get in once these are screwed in. So I loosened these a little bit and it gave a little, and then it popped in. So it's all in place. Everything's good. It's all in. Everything's good now. There were some, I don't want to say issues, but yeah, a couple things didn't quite line up, and it may be, early VIN Cybertruck issue. Not really sure, but we've got everything in. The screen turns all the way to the left and right. It does pivot up and down a little. So, you can set that however you like. This would be a good driver display, if it's just you driving. Overall, I'd say the installation is about intermediate level. not advanced. There are some things that you just had to pay attention to, make sure things get lined up. I would say it's harder than my Model 3 was. Just some of the things were just a little bit tighter, and also it was really nice in the Model 3 to be able to just lay the screen down right here. It doesn't quite reach here with it plugged in. So it's the next day. Hashim's had a chance to drive around with the swivel mount a little bit. So what do you think now that it's been in the car for a little bit?
I would suggest it. I mean, it's so easy to get to the controls now. I mean, I do have long arms, but even in the original position, you know, you're reaching over here, but now it's just so much closer, more convenient.
You know, even from the passenger seat here, it's fine. I mean, I could reach down and do whatever I need to do on this end. Now, if I wanted to while he's driving, I can turn the screen tilted toward me and do whatever I need to do on the screen. You know, I wanted to use the browser, play with the music, things like that. Can do that, set it straight. Now, the mount is a little lower than stock. It's maybe 1.5 inches lower.
You notice something? It's moving now, but it's not on the road.
So one thing you'll notice, I mentioned this on X, but Hashim's Cybertruck, the GPS, it had been locked. It wasn't even following the car. It was just stuck at his house. But today, it's moving, but it's off. It's not on the road. It's moving. It's in the river. Something's up with his GPS. All right, so right now the screen is tilted back a little bit. You can tilt it forward so it's straight. You know, if you have a glare or whatever, you can tilt it up and, you know, face it more toward the driver, however you want that. So like this, with it tilted toward the driver, it's more like you're in a cockpit. So it's oriented to be the driver's controls, whereas when it's straight, it's more like a screen for everybody to look at. Look at the difference in that screen up there, what you can see, and how far away everything looks compared to this screen. Yeah, it just looks, it's so much clearer, and you know, that's like a wide fisheye look where that's more realistic.
So guys, if you're interested in a swivel mount, check it out at CTmods and save yourself some money. Use our discount code, CyberOwners.
One thing that's really nice about this is once it's installed, other than these wires for the phone chargers, it looks like it's from the factory. I just love the swivel mount. Had it in my Model 3. If you're in the car by yourself most of the time, having the screen tilted toward you, it's great for the driver. So highly recommend getting one of these, installing it. It's not super hard to install. It might take you about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if you have any issues like we did.
So guys, thanks for watching. We would like to know your thoughts on this. So please leave some comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe.